Alright, I thought we'd start from scratch. Here I am sketching out a basic face shape. This is a very basic face that I tend to draw when I don't know what to draw. The eternal question of what to do with the arms and the hands. Darkening some of the lines on the face because I don't want to face the arms just yet. But the face is okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Locking in some shapes here. Okay, now I have to face those arms. No, even the hands. They gotta go. Let's start over. Okay, the shoulder positioning is what it is. Let's see if we can make those shoulders more interesting by giving them frills. Now, let's focus on the torso. Let's put some stripes here. Stripes are good. I do have to face these arms. Alright. What can we do with them? Let's try, what if she's holding her arms behind her back? That could work. Something weird about this, though, like her arms don't stick out far enough. I can try to make the silhouette more pleasing with a caplet that flares out behind her. The torso's fine. It's the arms. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna cross her arms. I'm gonna make her crossing her arms. This is a tricky pose, but I've had to draw it so many times over the years that I've learned how to make it look halfway presentable. I still think her left elbow is a little too high up here. Well, she's got big flowy sleeves, so who even knows where her elbow is exactly? Okay, put her skirt there, but let's break up the shapes with a coat thing that's coming down from her top. We can make it flowy, like a Disney princess skirt, but Disney princess skirt light. Oh yeah, and if she's wearing a caplet, it should really come across the front of her shoulders like that. Alright, that looks okay. It's just a portrait. There's nothing very interesting about it. But let's get to painting. I've never used this sketchbook for watercolor before, so this is an experiment. I don't know how absorbent it will be, how it will take to the water or the color. So let's see. The paper is not very absorbent. It's a very smooth paper. We're gonna have to go for more of a dry on wet thing here. So instead of putting water on the paper first, I just work with what's on my brush. So that's what I'm doing with the stripes here. Let's carry that stripey thing down here, although I don't have lines demarcated for the stripes. I just have the swooshes, so I'll just paint in the stripes. Boy, this paper is really not meant for watercolor. The streaks are showing up very easily. But we can work with this. We're too far in now to stop. So the outside of this capelet is going to be blue also. More of a turquoisey blue. Yeah, that's nice. I love that color. Okay, now what? Okay, well first I'm gonna try to put some texture in here. There's not gonna be a lot of texture in this painting. How about some really greeny yellow or yellowy green, whatever it is. Yellowy green can go with bluey green. Now, this is not a Christmas thing. It's just that red and green are complementary colors and they're fun to work with and they really pop against each other. But this isn't a Christmas character. So these sleeves, they're very baggy, and they're generally white with just a tinge of bluey, grayish, purple, whatever. They're pale. They would be white. I have to make the shadows some color. I can't do normal colored hair, of course not. So here we have some purple, because we don't have purple in this picture yet. Why not? It'll be darker at the bottom, at the tips. I'm leaving some spaces for where the light is hitting it, apparently. Highlighting some of her individual locks of hair. To bring it into the red of her costume a bit, I'm going to put some red at the tips also, so it's kind of a reddish purple. Red's a good color. Let's make her skirt red. And we'll just make it fading into the page a little bit. And again, I have to make my own texture because this paper isn't helping me. Let's darken up the pinkest parts of her face. Oh yeah, just a tip. You always want to work on parts that aren't touching each other when the paint is still wet. So I just painted the skirt and then I went up to the face because the face was dry. And while I wait for that, I'll come back down to the skirt. Prematurely because it's wet. Now let's add some blue to her hair also, since it is purple hair, it's not actually red hair. But we'll just put the blue in the darkest parts, again, just for more interest. Yeah. Okay, I think we're pretty much ready for ink. Usually I start with the face, but I wasn't sure about how much ink was on my brush at this point and how blobby it would be when it came out, so I started with something that wasn't the face, and that wouldn't potentially ruin the whole painting. So, the collar it is. There are a lot of wrinkles in baggy sleeves, in any sleeves really, but they are particularly pronounced at shoulders and elbows. stripes. Yeah, this painting didn't look very great before we started putting on these outlines, but now it's really coming together, like it almost looks professional. Yay! That's why I love ink! Oops. Oh well, close enough. That's what we call an imperfection. People like that in art. It's not a bug, it's a feature. I'm just going with what feels right, highlighting various locks of her hair. Her hair is curly down there and kind of straight on the top, but that can happen. It can! Okay, now that I've been painting with the ink for a while, I'm pretty comfortable with the feel of the brush in my hand, so I can tackle the face with confidence that I won't mess it up. Blue eyebrows. A few last minute details. Looks pretty good! Know what this needs now? It needs shadow, so we're going to dilute some ink and dilute it quite a lot and use that all over the place for some cheap shading. Okay, the light source is ambiguously coming from the right side. That's our right watching this. The right side of the painting. It would be her left. That's my default for light sources. So her arms are casting shadows, her hair is casting a shadow, her cape, of course, in shadow. Here. Yo, that her nose, the bridge of her nose, everything. Yeah, the one side of her face is lighter than the other. But you want the shadows to follow the shape of her bone structure, the place where her cheeks stick out, all that stuff. Gotta keep it in mind. Okay, I'm gonna add some ink splatters, actually paint splatters first. We've got some purple, we got some blue. Clean that up. Yeah, you don't want spatter on the face usually because it can alter an expression very easily. Some red, some actual black ink. Depending on how you hold the brush, it will flare out in a different direction. And there we go! There we go! Artibelli 2016.